Baby mama drama, baby mama drama, boy. You heard me say it. You heard me say it so many times. Number one rule in life: beware of the baby mama. Now, technically, this is not a baby mama, because a baby mama is a bitch that already has a kid from a different man, which is a definitely 1000% a no-go. Never ever 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 fuck around with a baby mama, which is a bitch that already has a kid. Now, this bitch is not technically a baby mama because she didn't already have a kid. She didn't have any kids before Klitschko, scooped her up. But the scenario was the same. The moral of the story here is, picking the wrong woman could be the worst decision of your life or the best decision of your life. Regardless, it's going to go either very well or very, very, very bad. There's no neutral ground when it comes to women. Rewind that. There is no neutral ground when it comes to women. You either made a great decision or a horrible decision. And number one rule in picking women is never ever fucks with a baby mama, meaning a woman that already has a kid. Now, this lady here, Hayden Panettiere, rest in peace, we'll get to that in a minute. Hayden Panettiere was not technically a baby mama because she didn't have a kid already. She was a single woman, an actress. She was in Heroes and, pretty popular sitcoms or series at that time, right? Heroes was, it was like a supernatural, like superheroes type of series. It was pretty cool, right? Now, she wasn't a baby mama already. She didn't already have a kid, right? Her first child was with Wladimir Klitschko. But the moral of the story is, whether they have a kid or they don't have a kid, you better make sure that you make the right decision before you bust a nut in a bitch. I mean, I don't want to be too crass, you know what I'm saying? But that's just the reality. Before you fall in love with a bitch, before you spend money with a bitch, before you invest money, there's a whole lot of money. It don't really matter if you're a garbage man, a teacher, you know what I mean, or a multi-millionaire. You're spending money. A whole lot of money. And if the shit does not work out and you end up with child support for like the next 18 years, you are most definitely going to be spending close to $1 million. Because over 18 years, maybe $1 million in 1 year, but even if you're just a regular Joe, making $80,000, $70,000, $100,000 a year, you get with the wrong bitch, after 2-3 years, the shit does not work out, you get a divorce, and now you're stuck with child support for the next 18 years. The laws in this country are not in your favor. And over 18 years, you will be spending $1 million. The moral of the story is, one, never fucks with a bitch that already has a child. And if she doesn't have a child already and she's single, make sure you vet that bitch. Like people going into the Army or the Marines or the Navy. A super vetting. You need to know all her past. Where's your daddy from? Where's your mama from? You need to have a conversation. You need to know about her politics. You need to know about her mental state. Or you end up with some massive, massive drama. Like Wladimir Klitschko from the beginning. From the beginning, this was a total disaster. This nigga, if you know Wladimir Klitschko, I've been following boxing. I've been covering boxing since 2014, right? Shout out to the champ, you know what I mean? He gave you the best he could. He was champ for like 10 years. You know what I mean? Fury didn't want to give him the rematch. Pussy ass Fury was on PEDs. That nigga was on PEDs. He failed the PED test, and that's why he didn't give him the rematch. He gave him he got the next best thing at that time. The best payday would have been Anthony Joshua, and gave you a classic fight. He went out, you know, you can't really say on top because he lost the fight, but he went out in great fashion. So shout out to the champ. A decade as champion. It's not his fault that era was kind of weak. You can only fight whoever they put in front of you. Like Deontay Wilder. Both Wladimir Klitschko and Deontay Wilder are first ballot Hall of Famers. Deontay Wilder, another one that was champion for like 9 years. 10 title defenses. Wladimir Klitschko had like, I forgot, like 12, 14. He was definitely a champion for 10 years. Now let's get back to the story. If you know how this romance, you know what I mean, broke down, this romance had like 6 good months. The first year was good. Then everything just fell apart. As soon as she had the baby, she became insane. She quit her job. She became a junkie, a drunk. Wladimir Klitschko filed for divorce. I don't even know if they were married, but they split up. I mean, it took the man like 3 years to get full custody of the baby because she was a junkie. And now she passed away. She passed away yesterday. Wladimir Klitschko's baby mama is gone. This woman has been, I mean, besides giving him a child, right, his only child, this woman, after like a year, a year of good pussy, this woman became a total nightmare for this man. This is probably one of the reasons why he retired, right? Because even after the Anthony Joshua fight, which was great, he could have got maybe 2-3 more fights. He had a massive name, you know what I mean? He still was in good shape. He's still in good shape now. I mean, he's not gonna come back now, but you know, he's like about 50 years old now. But at that time, he was still in good shape to, you know what I mean, get a couple good fights. You know what I mean? But he retired after that Anthony Joshua fight because of all the personal problems going on in his life. Mainly 100% being Hayden Panettiere. She passed away. Not all the articles say exactly how, but she had drug problems for years since after Klitschko, which was like almost 10 years ago already, right? Overdose. Right after she had the child, right? Right after she had the child, she couldn't take care of the kid. She became a drunkie, a drunk, neglecting the child. Good thing that at least the court gave him custody, and you know, the baby has been living with Klitschko ever since, right? In Ukraine or in Europe somewhere, in Germany. Because sometimes even when the bitch is a junkie, they don't give you child support. They don't give you a custody, and they make you pay child support, and then your child grows up to be just another junkie. You see how this has a ripple effect? A massive, massive ripple effect. The moral of the story here, the lesson to learn here is, the number one decision you make in your life is picking the right woman or the wrong woman. There is no neutrality. There is no gray area. There is no in between. It could go great, or it could go horribly, horribly wrong. And in many cases, it goes horribly, horribly wrong. Because, you see, before you buy a car, before you buy a house, you have an inspector check the foundation. You have unless you're buying like a junker, you know what I mean? But if you're buying like a $20,000, $30,000 vehicle, even like $15,000 vehicle, it's worth to pay a mechanic $100 to check it over. You have to crawl under the hood. You have to crawl under the suspension. You have to get under the car, yes. You have to look. Is the body rusted out? Are there any surprises with this vehicle before I pay this man or this dealer 10 grand? But you see, most men don't do that though. Most men, they see the pretty face, they see the little pussy, and they just think with their dick. It is what it is. I've made the same mistake. Let me tell you, I've made the same mistake. I'm not going to go into too many details, but at least $500,000, my nigga. At least. Because this is not something that you just lose in one shot. This is not like gambling in Las Vegas. This is something, these things, you know what I mean? You don't just get into a relationship in like 2 months, and you don't just get out of it in 2 months. You know what I mean? This is something that accumulates. That it takes like a year, 2 years, 3, 4, 5 years sometimes for you to be out. And sometimes you're never out, because if you have a child with her, you're paying her for like the next 18 years. Like 500 grand. Because over time, these things accumulate. Most likely like $1 million. Most likely like $1 million. So the lesson here is, one, obviously, the most obvious is never, ever, ever, ever fucks with a baby mama. A bitch that already has a child is a no-go. No exceptions to the rule. No matter how pretty she is, no matter if her parents are rich, no matter if the baby daddy moved to another state, even if the baby daddy is dead and she's a widow. You never fucked with a bitch that has another man's child. And even if she doesn't have a child already, you need to vet the bitch. You need to know her politics. You need to know her religion. You need to know her finances. You need to let her know you're running the finances. You're running the politics. You're running the religion, the RPMs, religion, politics, and money. You need to know her health habits. Is this bitch an ex-junkie? Was this bitch a junkie 6 years ago? Is this bitch a lush? How many niggas ran through this? Boy, let me tell you, the best decision of your life or the worst decision of your life will always be, you see, you could come back from, you know what I mean, the wrong education, the wrong business plan, you know what I mean? You could come back from that. But boy, you make the wrong decision with a woman and that shit will send your life into a trajectory, will put you on a path that it's hard to come back from that, son. It's hard to come back from that. Even if you got money. This man is now a single daddy of a child with no mother. And no matter how much money you have, no matter, you could be a multi-million billionaire, even Elon Musk, a trillionaire, is still going through bullshit with a baby mama that won't let him see his kid. And the nigga got trillions of dollars. He has been supporting, paying her whole fucking life for like the last 15 years. How the hell do you have billions and trillions of dollars, all the lawyers in the world, and this bitch is still, she be shitting on him on his own platform on X, calling him a Nazi, and that's why you can't see your kid. Boy, embarrassing that. Nobody will embarrass you. Nobody will take your manhood like a fucking bitch. Like the wrong bitch. Let me tell you, son. Let me tell you, boy, I learned this lesson the hard way. Let me tell you, my nigga. And now, even after that, because now he gotta explain to the baby. This picture's mad old already. This picture's like 12 years old, 15 years old. He gotta explain to the baby now why your mama passed away, why I had to get custody, because your mama was a junkie. And obviously she wasn't a junkie, you know, when he got with her, but if you vet the bitch and you start asking questions, where's your mama at? I wanna meet your mama. If her mama was a junkie, you could possibly be a junkie yourself. Where's your daddy at? Oh, your daddy's gone? That is the number one red flag. When a bitch tells you that her daddy's gone, that she hate her daddy's not in her life, she don't talk to her daddy, boy, that bitch got some hidden mental problems, let me tell you. Because any woman that never had a man in her life, a daddy figure in her life, that her father didn't care for her, that her father wasn't in her life, that bitch has been traumatized. It might not be obvious from the start, but that bitch is traumatized, and those traumas will show up sooner or later on in their life. Let me tell you, nigga. Let me tell you, if you ever learn anything from this channel, is one, baby mamas. I've done videos like this before. Go scroll down and go check out other baby. I showed you videos of people and men complaining on the social medias. The number one thing that you must watch out for in life is to pick the right bitch. Because now if you pick the right bitch, you know what I mean? She's going to be a support system. She's going to be, you know what I mean, your partner. You know what I mean? You're going to have somebody that you could depend on. And it's going to propel you in any field, any career, any business. It's going to help you, you know what I mean, be great. So it could be a great decision. But in many cases, it could be the worst decision of your life. This right there, that picture you're looking at right now, that is the worst decision of Wladimir Klitschko's life. And he will carry this for a long time. Forever, really. Because he has a child with her. You know what I mean? And now he got to explain to her. Now the child might be traumatized because her mama, you know what I mean? It doesn't say she committed suicide, but it's an OD. You know what that is. You know what that is. You know what I'm saying? 36 years old, man. Pretty ass girl, 36 years old. Look at that, man. Look at that. Boy. And it's probably because, you know, baby daddy, her daddy probably wasn't in her life. Or her mama wasn't in her life. And that trauma just, you know what I mean? How do you know what I mean? How do you have millions and millions of dollars? This girl was like mad rich. You know what I mean? Mad successful. But addiction, boy. Addiction is a motherfucker, boy. That's why I say, man, you know what I mean? You gotta put down the Henny, put down the blunt. That dispensary weed, that shit is not dispensary. That shit is not weed. You need to put that shit down, man, for real. Hashtag no lie. I smoke my bogeys, and that's about it. And I've been like that for many, many, many years, man. Boy, I stopped smoking and drinking. And not only that, but I don't hang out with nobody. I don't hang out with nobody at all that has anything to do with the smoking, with the drinking. Boy, I don't do none of that, man. No, no, no. I keep that shit out of my life. That shit is, you know, people think that it's not a big deal. Oh, just a couple of drinks on the weekend. You know what I mean? Just a couple of shots, a couple of Coronas, Heinekens at the barbecue. Boy, that shit's a big ass deal, let me tell you. Boy, one wrong move with the fucking drugs and blah, you're in a fucking accident, lost your license or lost your life. Or somebody else, you're riding on the passenger side. You know what I mean? And you lose your life on some dumb shit. That shit happens all the time. I know about 4 of my homies from when I was mad young. I know about 4 of my homies that passed away on some dumb shit like that, man. For real. The smoking, the drinking, that shit will fuck up your life. The weedies, the pills, that shit will fuck up your life. Just because they put a dispensary on every corner and a liquor store on every corner, that shit don't don't make it right. That shit is not for you. That shit is hot sauce, boy. That shit's a problem, let me tell you. And before you stick your dick in a fucking pretty bitch, you better ask some questions, boy. You better ask about that religion, them politics, that money, your daddy, your mama, your uncle. Make sure her uncle didn't touch her when she was a baby. Boy, you better ask her. You better ask her. And clear red flag is bitches that didn't have a father in their life. When they start talking about, I don't know my daddy at, I don't like my daddy wasn't around, my daddy left, there's a clear, massive red flag. No matter how pretty that bitch is, no matter how sexy she may be, that is, you need to get away from that. You know what I'm saying? And another thing is, bitches that don't have any type of religion in their life, which is like many bitches, most bitches nowadays, right? That don't have Jesus Christ, that don't have no foundation in their life, they're usually going to be broke and have trauma. Of course, they're not going to tell you what the trauma is, you know what I mean? Bitches are mad conniving, let me tell you. All bitches are liars, you know what I'm saying? And niggas, boy, you better decipher that bitch before you stick a dick in her, before you bust a nut in her, boy. Or that shit's gonna cause you drama. It's gonna bring drama into your life, trauma and drama into your mind, and empty out your fucking pockets. That's what's gonna happen. So make sure that you know into any, niggas go into a relationship thinking they're just trying to get pussy. You know what I mean? Not knowing that shit is mad serious, son. You know what I mean? Super duper fucking serious. You better make sure you're with the right bitch. Especially before you get her pregnant. You better ask some questions about RPM. Because there's like 100 questions under every single subject, right? Under R, under P, under M. But those are the basics. Religion, politics, and money. Bitches that don't got the religion, politics, and money right don't have the family life. Don't have the family right. Are not gonna obey you. You need bitches. There's no equality. This other DEI, diversity, equality, inclusion bullshit that you hear all the time. You know what I mean? That's another thing. There ain't no fucking equality, nigga. I don't know what fantasy you've been fed. Some George Floyd fantasies. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, there ain't no fucking equality, nigga. You need a bitch that is gonna follow your lead. Once a bitch starts talking about equality, that's why the politic part is so important. RPM, religion, politics, and money. The politics are right in the middle, right? Because if you can't control a bitch's politics, you ain't gonna be able to control her. And if you can't control her, you're not gonna be able to control the family. And if you can't control the family, you're going to be tossed out to the curb. She's going to keep the child, you know what I mean? In most cases, you know what I mean? Unless she's a junkie. But in most cases, she's going to keep the child, keep the fucking money, and go fuck another nigga in your fucking house. While you're paying. While you're paying her to fucking eat and, feed this nigga strawberries while she's sucking his dick in your house. With your baby sleeping down the road, down the street. Down the hall. Boy, that will destroy a man's psyche, boy. This shit is serious business, nigga. And I mean, you never thought about this, it's because you probably never went through it. You know what I mean? For them young niggas. But any real nigga over 30 that been through, man, boy, let me tell you. I went through this bullshit twice. Twice, nigga, twice. Boy, good thing I'm smart, you know what I mean? I got a business, I make money, you know what I mean? So I could survive it, you know what I mean? But a lot of niggas don't survive it, boy, let me tell you, a lot of niggas don't survive it. Shout out to Wladimir Klitschko, this video's long enough, rest in peace to the baby mama, you know what I mean? We hope that he could find a good woman, a stepmother, you know what I mean, for the baby, so the baby could have a mother figure in her life, you know what I mean, maybe a good religious Ukrainian, you know what I'm saying, a German woman, you know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know what he's gonna do, but you know what I mean? This is gonna haunt him for life, boy. This is some serious business right there, man, for real. Women are serious business. These niggas get into, you know, find a bitch on the internet, think they're just gonna get some pussy. This shit is not gonna work that way, boy. Boy, you think you're gonna use a condom? Yeah, you're gonna use a condom like the first month. After that, it's raw dogging bitches, and you're gonna get a bitch pregnant. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And if you get the wrong bitch pregnant, let me tell you, that shit will follow you and destroy your fucking life. Hashtag no lie.